Atomic Habits, by James Clear has several key takeaways, including small changes can lead to significant improvements over time. The book emphasizes the importance of focusing on the process of building good habits and breaking bad ones, rather than the outcome. Creating an environment that supports your habits is crucial. Clear explains how to set up systems and structures that make it easy to stick to good habits and difficult to slip into bad ones. Make your habits more appealing. Clear offers strategies for making your habits more attractive, such as making them more satisfying and less painful. Building an identity around your habits is important for making them stick. Clear encourages readers to think about their habits in terms of the type of person they want to become. Consistency and patience are key in habit formation. Clear encourages readers to focus on making small changes that can lead to big results over time, and to be patient as they work on building good habits and breaking bad ones. The opposite of a good habit is not a bad habit but no habit at all. Clear encourages readers to focus on creating habits that are easy to maintain and continue to do, rather than trying to quit bad habits completely. To overcome obstacles that may arise, Clear suggests to have a plan for when things go wrong, and to be willing to make adjustments as needed. Habit myth-busting. I've noticed experts always debunk popular myths. James Clear is no exception. Here were the habit myths he addressed. Habits equals freedom. Habits do not restrict freedom. They create it. In fact, the people who don't have their habits handled are often the ones with the least amount of freedom. Systems, goals. My results had very little to do with the goals I set and nearly everything to do with the systems I followed. Effective habits. There are no good habits or bad habits. There are only effective habits. That is, effective at solving problems. No life hacks. Building better habits isn't about littering your day with life hacks. It's not about flossing one tooth each night or taking a cold shower each morning or wearing the same outfit each day. Clarity, motivation. Many people think they lack motivation when what they really lack is clarity. It is not always obvious when and where to take action. Some people spend their entire lives waiting for the time to be right to make an improvement. Behavior connectedness. No behavior happens in isolation. Each action becomes a cue that triggers the next behavior. Environment, motivation. Motivation is overrated. Environment often matters more. Conventional wisdom holds that motivation is the key to habit change. Maybe if you really wanted it, you'd actually do it. But the truth is, our real motivation is to be lazy and to do what is convenient. And despite what the latest productivity bestseller will tell you, this is a smart strategy, not a dumb one. Frequency, time. There is nothing magical about time passing with regard to habit formation. It doesn't matter if it's been 21 days or 30 days or 300 days. What matters is the rate at which you perform the behavior. You could do something twice in 30 days, or 200 times. It's the frequency that makes the difference. Boredom threatens success. The greatest threat to success is not failure but boredom. We get bored with habits because they stop delighting us. The outcome becomes expected. And as our habits become ordinary, we start derailing our progress to seek novelty. Perhaps this is why we get caught up in a never-ending cycle, jumping from one workout to the next, one diet to the next, one business idea to the next. As soon as we experience the slightest dip in motivation, we begin seeking a new strategy, even if the old one was still working. Systems versus goals. The purpose of setting goals is to win the game. The purpose of building systems is to continue playing the game. True long-term thinking is goal-less thinking. It's not about any single accomplishment. It is about the cycle of endless refinement and continuous improvement. A systems-first mentality provides the antidote. When you fall in love with the process rather than the product, you don't have to wait to give yourself permission to be happy. You can be satisfied anytime your system is running. It's remarkable what you can build if you just don't stop. It's remarkable the business you can build if you don't stop working. It's remarkable the body you can build if you don't stop training. It's remarkable the knowledge you can build if you don't stop learning. It's remarkable the fortune you can build if you don't stop saving. It's remarkable the friendships you can build if you don't stop caring. Small habits don't add up. They compound. Measuring progress. Simple rule: never miss twice. Missing once is an accident. Missing twice is the start of a new habit. Habit tracking. Perhaps the best way to measure your progress is with a habit tracker. Habit tracking, 1, creates a visual cue that can remind you to act. 2, is inherently motivating because you see the progress you are making and don't want to lose it. And 3, feels satisfying whenever you record another successful instance of your habit. Furthermore, habit tracking provides visual proof that you are casting votes for the type of person you wish to become, which is a delightful form of immediate and intrinsic gratification. 1% better. If you can get 1% better each day for 1 year, you'll end up 37 times better by the time you're done. Conversely, if you get 1% worse each day for 1 year, you'll decline nearly down to 0. What starts as a small win or a minor setback accumulates into something much more. Time. Time magnifies the margin between success and failure. It will multiply whatever you feed it. Good habits make time your ally. Bad habits make time your enemy. Outcomes. Your outcomes are a lagging measure of your habits. Your net worth is a lagging measure of your financial habits. Your weight is a lagging measure of your eating habits. Your knowledge is a lagging measure of your learning habits. Your clutter is a lagging measure of your cleaning habits. You get what you repeat. How the brain works. It is only recently, during the last 500 years or so, that society has shifted to a predominantly delayed return environment. Compared to the age of the brain, modern society is brand new. The world has changed much in recent years, but human nature has changed little. The human brain did not evolve for life in a delayed return environment. The earliest remains of modern humans, known as Homo sapiens sapiens, are approximately 200,000 years old. These were the first humans to have a brain relatively similar to ours. In particular, the neocortex, the newest part of the brain and the region responsible for higher functions like language, was roughly the same size 200,000 years ago as today. You are walking around with the same hardware as your Paleolithic ancestors. After thousands of generations in an immediate return environment, our brains evolved to prefer quick payoffs to long-term ones. We can only be rational and logical after we have been emotional. The primary mode of the brain is to feel, the secondary mode is to think. Our first response, the fast, non-conscious portion of the brain, is optimized for feeling and anticipating. Our second response, the slow, conscious portion of the brain, is the part that does the thinking. Psychologists refer to this as System 1, feelings and rapid judgments, versus System 2, rational analysis. The feeling comes first, System 1, the rationality only intervenes later, System 2. This works great when the two are aligned, but it results in illogical and emotional thinking when they are not. Time inconsistency. The way your brain evaluates rewards is inconsistent across time. You value the present more than the future. Usually, this tendency serves us well. A reward that is certain right now is typically worth more than one that is merely possible in the future. But occasionally, our bias toward instant gratification causes problems. Some experts estimate that half of the brain's resources are used on vision. Given that we are more dependent on vision than on any other sense, it should come as no surprise that visual cues are the greatest catalyst of our behavior. For this reason, a small change in what you see can lead to a big shift in what you do. Human behavior. This is the feedback loop behind all human behavior: try, fail, learn, try differently. It is the anticipation of a reward, not the fulfillment of it, that gets us to take action. Researchers estimate that 40 to 50% of our actions on any given day are done out of habit. This is already a substantial percentage, but the true influence of your habits is even greater than these numbers suggest. Habits are automatic choices that influence the conscious decisions that follow. We like to think that we are in control. The truth, however, is that many of the actions we take each day are shaped not by purposeful drive and choice but by the most obvious option. Disciplined people are better at structuring their lives in a way that does not require heroic willpower and self-control. In other words, they spend less time in tempting situations. The people with the best self-control are typically the ones who need to use it the least. Out of all the possible actions we could take, the one that is realized is the one that delivers the most value for the least effort. We are motivated to do what is easy. Redesign your life so the actions that matter most are also the actions that are easiest to do. Using technology to automate your habits is the most reliable and effective way to guarantee the right behavior. 3 layers of behavior change. Changing your identity, what you believe, who we wish to become. This level is concerned with changing your beliefs, your worldview, your self-image, your judgments about yourself and others. Most of the beliefs, assumptions, and biases you hold are associated with this level. Changing your process, what you do. This level is concerned with changing your habits and systems, implementing a new routine at the gym, decluttering your desk for better workflow, developing a meditation practice. Most of the habits you build are associated with this level. Changing your outcomes, what you get, what they want to achieve. This level is concerned with changing your results, losing weight, publishing a book, winning a championship. Most of the goals you set are associated with this level of change. Step-by-step plan for building good habits. Paraphrased. The first law, Q, make it obvious, triggers your brain to initiate a behavior. It is a bit of information that predicts a reward, noticing the reward. Most common cues are time and location. Strategies like implementation intentions and habit stacking. Make the cue a big part of your environment. The second law, craving, make it attractive. A craving is created when you assign meaning to a cue. Your brain constructs an emotion or feeling to describe your current situation, and that means a craving can only occur after you have noticed an opportunity. Motivational force behind every habit. Every craving is linked to a desire to change your internal state, wanting the reward. The expectation of a rewarding experience that motivates us to act. Strategies like temptation bundling. The third law, response, make it easy. The actual habit you perform can take the form of a thought or an action. You just need to get your reps in. Repetition, practice. Response, sacrifice of energy, always precedes reward, the collection of resources. The fourth law, reward, make it satisfying. Satisfy your craving. Increases the odds that a behavior will be repeated next time. It completes the habit loop. Cardinal rule of behavior change. What is immediately rewarded is repeated. What is immediately punished is avoided. Reward is on the other side of sacrifice. How to break a bad habit. Inversion of the first law, Q, make it invisible. Inversion of the second law, craving, make it unattractive. Inversion of the third law, response, make it difficult. Inversion of the fourth law, reward, make it unsatisfying. Habit definitions. Habit, a routine or behavior that is performed regularly, and, in many cases, automatically. Implementation intention, a plan you make beforehand about when and where to act. That is, how you intend to implement a particular habit. When situation X arises, I will perform response Y. Habit stacking, identify a current habit you already do each day and then stack your new behavior on top. Temptation bundling, linking an action you want to do with an action you need to do. Atomic Habits, by James Clear has the following wisdom-filled one-liners. Habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. The quality of our lives often depends on the quality of our habits. It is your commitment to the process that will determine your progress. The most effective form of motivation is progress. Behind every system of actions are a system of beliefs. Your habits shape your identity, and your identity shapes your habits. The most practical way to change who you are is to change what you do. Identity change is the North Star of habit change. Quite literally, you become your habits. All behavior is driven by the desire to solve a problem. Every habit is just an obstacle to getting what you really want. How we feel influences how we act, and how we act influences how we feel. You have to standardize before you can optimize. In the long run, we become a product of the environment that we live in. Boredom is perhaps the greatest villain on the quest for self-improvement. After I removed the mental candy from my environment, it became much easier to eat the healthy stuff. The costs of your good habits are in the present. The costs of your bad habits are in the future. Incentives can start a habit. Identity sustains a habit. The secret to getting results that last is to never stop making improvements. That's the power of atomic habits. Tiny changes. Remarkable results. The seed of every habit is a single, tiny decision. Habits are mental shortcuts learned from experience. A lack of self-awareness is poison. Reflection and review is the antidote.